Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is almost here, and as is common with films, there is usually an approval process that we are made aware of due to certain locations having that info be public to the general audience. The latest is the filing by the British Board of Film Classifications over in the UK, which reveals some very interesting details, including the type of horror and what we can expect in the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel. So I will say, I guess some of this can be seen as a spoiler because they go into details, but again, it seems like a lot of this we've sort of had teased in the trailers and TV spots, so if you don't really want to know the extent of how violent or gory some of these scenes might be, I would suggest just skip this, but again, I don't think it's major spoilers. Either way, though, the classification says, and I quote, "A large wound is seen in a men's leg, and there is occasional sight of blood and cuts to the face, occasional close-ups of various stages of a decomposing body, demonic attacks of people being burned, heavy violence and a person being impaled, magical powers devastating a man's head, and a person being cut in half." So yeah, that's just a few. There's actually a lot more, talking about more gory injuries and weapons, bloody fist fighting, strong moments of heavy violence and action. So yeah, honestly, this, just a description here, sounds like it's definitely going to be pushing the MCU towards a more adult-ish look. And again, I know you can only push it so far in the rating they're going to get in different countries, which is that, PG-13-esque rating in some locations. But again, it's honestly, it's just nice to see that this is going to try to do a little bit more. And with Sam Raimi, if you've ever seen his style of gore and what he does, I think you kind of know how it's going to be played up and how they use it effectively. So I'm not going to lie, I am really hyped for this after seeing this classification, because it tells me that they're really not pushing back. And again, since this has been classified by the board, this means this is the final cut. That's what they're approving, that's what's listed here, and this sounds absolutely awesome. It sounds like they're definitely going to pull off and put on screen what they promised, which is things you've never seen in the MCU before, and trying to push the horror elements and the dark and frightening elements and horror in the MCU to a new level, and this honestly seems fitting. So super hyped, cannot wait to see what it looks like, and I just hope that this film as a whole can deliver. With or without the violence, I don't care. I just want a good film, but pushing the actual boundaries of how far the MCU can push violence is nice icing on a cake for a film that's supposed to be darker in nature.